It's really important to master the keyboard if you're going to be doing work in the world of business, technology, science, anything where you're using a computer. The faster that you can use a keyboard or the 10 key to input numbers, numeric values, the more productive you're going to be. And so in this first week, we're going to spend some time just reviewing some of those skills and doing some practice. The 10 key is really easy to learn, much easier than the keyboard, and if you just put a little bit of effort in, within the 5 days here during the first week of school, you will easily be typing over 100 keystrokes per minute. So let's take a look at what we're talking about here. We're talking about figures or numbers or values, putting those in, and we'll be doing a lot of work in Excel. And so the faster that you can put in large data sets, well, the sooner you're going to get your work done, and it's just a lot more fun to be able to do your work quickly. And as it turns out, when you can do your 10 key skills, you're going to be more accurate than if you're looking down at your fingers, pushing keys, and then looking back. You can do it a lot quicker. So let's take a look at the fundamentals of using the 10 key pad. So here's a view of the 10 key pad located to the far right of your keyboard. And it's called a 10 key pad because there are 10 figures. You got 1 through 9 and the 0. And the first thing to do is to place your fingers on the home row. The home row consists of the middle row, 4, 5, 6. And then you will notice that on the 5, there's a little bump so that you'll know you're in the right place without looking. So the finger placement is the first finger on the 4, second finger on the 5, and your third finger on the 6th. Your fourth finger on the Enter key, and your thumb goes right on the 0. So you always stay on the home row, 4, 5, and 6, and then try to keep your thumb on the 0. Enter. So that was 4, 5, 6, Enter, 0 with the thumb. For the other keys, you just move from the home row. The fourth finger stays on the Enter. The thumb is always on the 0. When it's time to do the upper row, you just reach up to the 7. From the 5 to the 8. And from the 6 up to the 9. And then always return to the home row. So if I were going to type a 7, it would be 7, return, Enter. 8, return, Enter. 9, return, Enter. So you're always coming back and resting on that home row. And that's the key to building the speed and the accuracy. And likewise, when it's time to do the bottom row, the 1, 2, and 3, you're going to reach from the 4 down to the 1, from the 5 down to the 2, and from the 4 or the 6 down to the 3. I think I said that right. 4 to 1, 5 to 2, 6 to 3. So, quick review. There would be 44, 47, 55, 58, 66, Enter, 69, Enter, and then the bottom row would be 44, Enter, 41, Enter, 52, Enter, 63, Enter. Let's do a quick review from a different angle. Once again, we're looking at the right side of the 10 key pad on your keyboard. The home row, the 4, 5, 6. First finger on the 4, middle finger on the 5, third finger on the 6th. And to do the top row, which is the 7, 8, and the 9. And notice that I'm pressing return each time as I do my data entry points. Thumb on the 0, fourth finger on the Enter key, bottom row, 1, 2, and 3. Now, also very important is your wrist position. You want the wrist to be straight and not resting down on the table or the keyboard pushed way in. You want that keyboard out to the edge of the table. And you want your wrist not to be resting because you want to have that free flow of motion over the keys. So you can, when you're reaching up, you don't want to be putting any undue stress on your wrist, such as would occur if you have a bent like that. So just keep it nice and straight, lifted slightly off the desktop, get your correct placement, and go to work. And remember, you want to do this without looking at your hands. And so when we do our practice sets, we'll be starting, of course, with just the home row, 4, 5, 6, 44, 55, 66, 45, 54, 56, 65. Get that home row memorized, and then we'll move on to the other keys.